Hello, what's going on, everybody? We'll let everybody filter on in. We'll give it a couple minutes, and then we will get on with it. How's everybody doing? Hey. Amazing. Maze. Mike, what's going on? Stuff and such. Yo, yo. Lock Doc. How we doing? Gallo, what's going on? Love to see it. Love to see it. Chris. Good group in here. Oh, jeez. Alrighty, well, it looks like we got a little bit of a group on in here, so I will go ahead and get to it. Let me see here. Start off with open. Bought this week open. Didn't really amount to much. Started to stabilize. Right here, we got this pullback. Started to consolidate, looking for it to go higher. Rolled over. Went higher, went lower. Didn't really amount to much today. Bigger picture trend is definitely still intact there, so keeping that one on watch. OPAD, that was the main watch going into it today for that breakout for the fives. And I hated the way this thing was trading. Spreads were too wide, too whipsawy back and forth. We got that exact same move that Thar did the other day, where we get the opening range, snaps, but gets rebought up there right on that 934 candle. I bought here through this opening range trigger, sold some into highs, started to reaccumulate, cut it, rebought, it stuffed, cut it, rebought, stuffed, cut it. So it was basically just this first trade paid for this little choppy action back and forth. Big picture wise, it never really broke trend. You did have this high day stuff that wasn't super easy to hold through. If you were long risking low a day and just accepted it for what it was, I think you ended up having an okay trade. But I guess I tried to do a bit too much. And it was a choppy name. I didn't like the way it was trading. Trend wasn't super clear, but it is what it is. So escaped, unscathed, small green on it, and it is what it is. Jobby, I added to that one a little bit on the opening range breakdown. This higher low trend started to fail again. Didn't get stopped out on it, so currently still swinging that position. But I really like this close. Still looking for that 1410s to break down. And we touched it, just didn't get through it. So ideally that happens tomorrow. I'm still sitting in MSTR. That one went lower today. Still looking good. Navini, I added to that swing today. If you look at the daily, you can see the increase in volume. Kind of looks like this day over here. And we got a break through one side of that trend where I was looking for it to either break the highs or break the lows. So added to that one, move risk up to like this 58-ish area, the last dip that held. I think if it loses 58, then I'd have to reassess and reevaluate. But I added to it today because I think this is the point where it should go if it's gonna. So it was worth an add there. RR, I traded that one. Didn't really amount to much. Was down 10% by open, so I had set in my watch list this morning that I type out that I was only interested in a pop towards red to green. So I started in. Once the pop failed, high day clear out, still couldn't get over red to green. Once we got hard crack, lower highs, I re-added, risking versus 330s. We got a flush, cover into the straight down move with the plan to add towards 315s as a guide. And it just broke lows and swiped right back up. So I covered and sized down. And then once we got the higher low reclaim, covered the rest of it. And apparently that was the meat of the move. So didn't really amount to much. Didn't take the trade. OPAD was a good example of that undercut and rally at 11:30. Would have been hard to hold through if already in. But good entry, signal risk reward. Just keeping track of those that happen when a big picture pattern's already happening. Breakout or backside bounce. Let's take a look. Undercut and rally at 11:30, right there. Yeah, right through there. This like 460, 470 fails and then holds, and this swipe candle is the tell right there. Yeah, it wasn't an easy one to trade by any means. Like this 490s, this 5 area is that breakout level. So the spread, if you were watching it in this range here where I was trading it, we were getting 20-cent spreads at times, which is like a 5% spread on a $4 name. And it just wasn't very pretty, and you'd start to grind and it would snap, and then you'd start to grind and then snap, start to grind and then snap. And that's not what I want to see. If it's snapping and it's doing stuff like this, where it's snapping and then reclaiming, and then you get swipes, if it snaps but then reclaims, that's okay. But we're getting pops that are getting slammed, pops getting slammed. And yes, it's not getting any lower, but it's still just mentally draining sitting in it. And then you get this volume start to come in through the $5 breakout, that then you get this failed follow through is definitely hard to hold through. So I don't think I would have made it anyways. I think I would have been selling, but it is what it is. It wasn't an easy trade by any means. Yeah, spreads suck. Yeah, and it was like the way it was happening too, where it would start to grind. It was like in the 420s, like 428, 429, 430. It started to uptick, uptick, uptick. And then it would slam. And then you've got like a 428 ask and like a 410 bid. And you're like, and then if it snaps under 4, now am I going to get caught in slippage? Like, yeah, I don't know. It just wasn't clean. Like Thar, that was back over here. Right here, when it started to break. Now this wasn't clean, but right after it, you never got any hard cracks. It was just steady bid, steady bid, steady bid, parabolic, 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 hard crack, lower highs. Like this is trend. This is what you want to see. Like, yes, this low a day break shook out a lot of people, but after that happened, it's now not long crowded, and then it just is a steady bid. Where like OPAD, it never stopped anybody out, but it was just hard to hold through. Because if you look at it, it's just like blah, 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 blah. So, anyways, that's enough of that one. As far as watches into tomorrow, still looking to scale into Jobby. I'd like to get up to like A+ risk on this if I can lose those 1410s and possibly have a swing trade on my hands. Going into Friday, I think it's likely. So I don't know if it'll be something like this where it closes weak and then we just get that steady grind. Who knows? It's right at support, so you need support to break. But we will see. MSTR, I probably cover this tomorrow. I don't really want the Bitcoin risk over the weekend and then look to reevaluate next week. Navini, again, kind of same thing as Jobby, where I am full size on it, but I'd like to get up to A+ size risk. If it can start to build and actually break out, if volume can come back in there. Keeping eyes on open, it hasn't broken below 4 yet. Thar, little backside bounce. I didn't play it today just because of the offering. What's going on, Tobias? Yeah, the bigger picture play on Thar, I didn't touch. Technically, it fits the pattern where it fades for a couple days after running from 1 to 9. Um, but given the offering, it kind of skews the pattern, so I typically don't trade those. INHD continues to hold up. Very double topped at that daily level. Now consolidating right near highs. I like that. This one's up wild after hours. Skibble, I think this is worth a watch for a T+1 trade. Bunch of volume came in there yesterday. Whew. Dried up sideways today, but holding over prior day's VWAP. And it's lining up with that $1 trigger. So I think this one's worth watch for a T+1 if it can start to break prior day's highs, opening range, that sort of thing. Thoughts on ONDS? No, not really. Not a ton of thoughts. Decent volume there coming in off the lows. Looks like a breakout here through this 439, 440 area. Consolidated, tightening action, but once it pulled, it was straight up. The way that this trades kind of looks... Is it a uranium name? Does anyone know? Because it looks like this day here on 8/19 looks like UUU. Also on 8/19. I feel like ONDS might be a uranium name just by looking at the chart. It's a drone name. Weird. But it's the exact same chart here. I was trading U's for a breakout, but it got that big slam day that kind of reset the chart, and then it was hard to buy just because it was so steady up. It didn't have any tightening action. And the same kind of thing happened here where it looked okay coming into the breakout, but slammed, broke prior lows, and then was just a steady bid. So I don't think that was the easiest breakout to buy, but it's also not extended enough to short, so no real plan on it for me. It's a drone name? Really? Sale of wireless radio systems. Lockdock was trading bros. Quite the panic. Right near all-time highs. Jeez, that's crazy gap. Crazy gap. It doesn't look like a gap. Why is the daily chart all screwed up? Why is the daily chart all messed up? That's weird. The daily chart's missing a ton of data. Huh. Weird. Yeah, so outside of the plans I've already laid out on previous watch lists, Skibble is the only one I'm adding for tomorrow, I think. for that T+1 idea. SOG P is just typical percent gainer, just keeping it on watch. No real plan for it tomorrow. Looks like it's going to be gapping up pretty large. Up from 12s up to 16s, so 30% so far. This one was on watch the other day, so see if this break through those 320s. OPAD had offering in after hours that there was the reason for that drop, so no point in watching that one. AQB, I think I saw that one on scan, but yeah, it's just a 2-day move. Volume really only traded in it today. Not super interested in that. Yeah, just one candle there in after hours is more of a gapper today. Not super interested in it. Hit the likes. Lock Doc, doing it for the team. I don't know how any of that stuff works. Subscribes, likes, comments, whatever. I don't know what they mean. INHD, this one's kind of similar where it's just a bit too choppy. It trades like OPAD. It's just, it's not the cleanest. Like it ramp slams, ramp slam, ramp slam. Just not the easiest one to hold through. Thar, I feel like this is probably a lower high, but there's no volumes coming back in on it, so it seems hard for it to break out. Open, keep that one on watch. Navini, look to add. MSTR, look to cover. Jobby, look to add. So yeah, I could see Very triggering a position tomorrow if it gaps up and gets close to that 320s break. Skibble, break and build through 1. Navini, Jobby, MSTR, all the same. Bigger picture daily ideas. Anything else you guys want to touch on? Otherwise, we can leave it there. You let me know. Holiday Monday, I believe, in the States as well. It is in Canada. So I think it's a long weekend. Unfortunately. Yeah, for Labor Day. That is also in the States, I guess. US equities, Canadian equities, closed. CWD, yeah, that one was wild. Anyone who was patient shorting CWD gapper today got absolutely creamed into close. Like, that's just insane. This is exactly why I hate gappers. Like, you have a system where you short an opening pop or short an opening range low, and you hold and cover at close, and you're right all day, and then 30 minutes into close just rips your face off, and then in after hours gives it right back, and it's right back to where it started. Just drives me nuts. It's exactly why I don't trade these damn things anymore. What was your price target for RR? Into that mid to upper twos towards this. I thought once it was gonna fail below $3, this like afternoon low, this prior low, I thought once it was sub 3, that we were going to get this little pocket here from volume pocket to volume pocket. So I was looking for like 260s, but just didn't come. Yeah, but then if you trail stop with gappers too, you avoid stuff like CWD, but you also miss stuff that just have random midday pops that end up fading way further than you'd expect. I think you have to have the exact same strategy for all of them and just accept the outcome for what they are. But I don't like it. Options expiration. Yep. Yeah. Yep, pretty much. Sounds about right. Broke 3, but just wouldn't get anywhere. This sort of move has been happening lately where you get that morning shove, hard crack, and if you're covering that hard crack, this is like a little grindy action. Like what was the one? What was the one yesterday? It wasn't BTAI because that one faded right off. Shoot. Was it IXHL, I think? I think that one was it. Because it's been doing it a lot lately. Right here. See, so you get that little pop into open, you get the hard crack and fails, and it's grindy, grindy, grindy into 11 a.m. And then once this trend here fails, it never sees higher. And so RR was looking like that, and that's what I thought could happen, was the exact same thing, where you get this hard crack, cover, and then grindy, 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 and then you get that fail, but this one did see higher. It didn't make new lows off of that, so. But this kind of setup has been happening a lot lately. I think because everyone is looking, yeah, IXHL, yeah. I think everyone's been looking for this same overextension setup. Like, I think it's kind of become mainstream, so to speak. So I think they do that to kind of just grind you out, work out all the shorts into a VWAP pop, and then it just fizzles. Just like that. Grind, shove it through VWAP, and then see ya. See ya. That's so frustrating. This chart was setting up pretty well. Tightening, and then I think it goes earnings here after hours. Rips it through that 80 bucks. This is why we can't have nice things. Damn. Someone's mentioned Upstart from today. Yeah, you get the little tightening action, but AFRM was much nicer. Yeah, I think the first red day kind of shifted because 2020 and 2021, retail traders were trained to just buy every dip. That even when a stock went red, that was just seen as like a deal, like a discount. So I think it was just the psychology had shifted. Um, I think that's the reason why first red days got a bit choppier. And like you say, failed fall through is based off of trader psychology. A stock pushes, they buy that dip. When it can't push higher and starts to fail that dip, now all longs are underwater. If that support that they just bought of becomes resistance, they're going to have to sell pops along the way to try and get out for as little of a loss as possible. SPY still at all-time highs. The dip of all dips. Imagine if you remortgaged your house or something like that. I can't believe we're 200 points higher since April. It's ridiculous. Yeah, when failed fall through lines up with first red days, hell yeah. I am all in. Doesn't happen too often, but when it does, count me in. What do you listen to while you trade? I've just got, I don't listen to any music or podcasts or anything like that. If it's one of those, like most days, I'm done by 11 a.m. If it's a Canadian holiday but markets are open, I'll typically be on desk most of the day. And then through midday, I'll put on a webinar or something on one of my side screens just to kind of keep me entertained. But typically for that first 1 to 2 hours off open, I'm fairly focused. So the only thing in my headphones is the Investors Underground chat, and I've just got audio alerts for Nate's commentary or price alerts or keyword mentions like offering or things like that. So I'm listening to audio alerts from the chat room, news that gets pushed through, different tickers mentioned, that sort of thing. I've curated that chat to my liking, and yeah, that's what I listen to when I'm trading for the most part. Here's a side note. Transition strips. Installing them today. I'd almost rather make my own out of wood at this point. I don't know if you can relate, but these plastic ones never last. What flooring are you transitioning from? Typically, when I'm doing like transition strips are a last ditch effort kind of thing. Um, Typically, depending on the flooring you're transitioning from, there is an alternative that you don't need to use them. Nolan, what's going on, buddy? I haven't seen you for a while. Vinyl plank. And then what's the other floor? You're going vinyl plank to what? Vinyl planks become pretty popular lately. Like a lot of homeowners are picking it over hardwood and engineered stuff. Almost no one uses laminate anymore. It's an outdated technology, but a lot of people are using vinyl. It's like scratch resistant, and a lot of them come with the underlay already on the plank, and the technology is pretty good. It looks a lot like hardwood now. You can get tile vinyl planks, and yeah. Busy with a new kid. Congratulations. A different vinyl plank. Tile looking ish. Yeah, if you were going from one vinyl plank to a different vinyl plank, I'd probably use those rubber ones that come in the roll. I wouldn't use the stiff ones. I'd use those little rubber ones that are, I think they're rubber. They could be a vinyl material, but they come in like a coil, and you just kind of cut off as much as you need. If you're going vinyl to vinyl, that's probably what I'd do. I wouldn't use like the metal ones or the wood ones or anything. If you're going vinyl into hardwood, typically we do like a breadboard end at the edge of the hardwood, and then you put a rubber ramp on the underside of your vinyl so that it brings it up to the proper thickness. And putting that breadboard end so that it's long ways against where your plank's butting in, you get a really clean, stiff edge, and the hardwood basically acts as your transition. The only time we really use yeah, if you're using like I think vinyl to vinyl would be the only time you'd need a transition strip, because it just doesn't have a clean edge. Like even if we're going carpet to vinyl, you can usually still get away with just putting a tack strip on the underside of the carpet. I'll look into the rubber. Metal lasts longer, but yeah, the metal ones suck. The rubber ones are super durable. I've used them before. If like we haven't gone to reno the other room that we're transitioning into, and it's just kind of a quick, simple fix. But I'm working on this bathroom right now. It should be finishing up within the next week or so. But we put new tile in the bathroom, and then they have existing hardwood in the hallway. And typically we like the floor transition to be under the middle of the door, not to one side of the door jamb or the other. So that when the door is closed, no matter what side of the door you're on, you don't see a different type of flooring. And we put a Schluter edge on the edge of the tile. And then I got another piece of hardwood to match and filled it up to it and just shimmed it up underneath with PL Premium and a couple little plastic shims. But yeah, usually there's ways around it. Going vinyl to vinyl is a bit tough. I'd probably use a vinyl transition in the little rubber rolls personally. Just no floor is floor. The hardwood is like original subfloor that was lower than the plank. Put my own degree on it for a decent transition. And I'm cheap and already have some wood, so I'd save $50 a piece making it myself. Looks sharp. Very nice. Very nice. What's good for bakeries with big mixers? We have vinyl tiles, old tech. Bakeries with big mixers, huh? You have a bakery, Chris? Ah, very cool. Very cool. Whereabouts are you? You in the States? This has turned sideways from a stock talk. I'm never sure with these live streams, like when New Jersey, Union City, 15 minutes from New York. When I watch like the guys on Wine Wednesday with the Clover Trading guys, I find it entertaining when they just chit chat and I get to laugh with them. I find that entertaining. I don't really tune into YouTube live streams as a way to like learn. Every once in a while, there's a little tidbit you can take from it, but that's not typically what I'm flipping on YouTube for with live streams. I'm more looking at them for entertainment value. Um, so I'm never 100% sure what I'm getting into with these live stream things, but I'm kind of open to talk about whatever. No dad jokes yet. Yeah, none yet. They have to come naturally. You gotta wait for the dad jokes to come up when they're apparent. That's the joke. When does a joke become a dad joke? When it becomes apparent. Come on. Get with the program. Am I excited about Taylor Swift's upcoming wedding? Jesus Christ. The amount of people that care just blows my mind. It's stupid. Like, who cares? Oh, mother and father or whatever. What do they call it? They call her mother, I think. Mom and dad getting married. Mother, blah, 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 blah. Who cares? Jesus. I don't get the whole infatuation with Taylor Swift. Yes, Dom does like Taylor Swift. No, I don't get it. I don't get the whole googly eyes over celebrities, to be honest. Or people like following the reality life of all these people. Like, reality TV does not interest me in the slightest. I don't know. It's just it jives for some people. Like, I could watch hours upon hours of stock market action, but that would bore people as well, just watching numbers tick on a screen. That's just how your mind's wired. Other people like watching other people's lives. I just try to make my life more interesting. Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. I'll have to do some more research. Oh, on Netflix. I thought you meant just watch them jumping around. I think that'd be pretty interesting too. Actually, I can speak from experience. It was interesting. Did any of you guys book your tickets to the uh, Traders for a Cause? They announced those dates in Miami. It's like January or February or something. It's still a little ways away. Love their technique on the show. You guys are funny. Blue wants to make the next. Yeah, I don't love the switch from Vegas to Miami. I mean, we get 300 plus people going to the Vegas one. I don't really understand the switch. I don't think like the case of why fix it if it ain't broken type thing. Um, so yeah, I don't really get the whole switch to Miami, but it is what it is, I guess. 11, yeah, 11 East Coast. I know. I'm gonna hop off here soon, anyways. BE broke out, says Timmy. It's a big move already. Not really that tight. Like he had a little breakout here, but it didn't really consolidate. Oh, that's a tough one to buy. MTS had a win on SOG P. 11 to 16. Yeah, I get it. I get Miami, but I don't know. Like Vegas, there was nothing wrong with Vegas. Everyone liked Vegas. There was something to do every hour of the day. And it's probably like that in Miami. I just like I'm not saying one's better than the other. I'm just saying I don't get the switch. If Vegas works and it has for 10 years, then why change it? I don't know. I don't know. That's just me. And it's also like a 2 hour flight for me, so to Vegas compared to like, I don't know, 8 to Miami. Definitely will be booking a pod for that. I'm not going to sit in those cramped seats going to Miami. Yeah. Timmy, what's all this business talk? We're talking everything but stocks tonight. Yeah, it broke out through it. It just wasn't it wasn't tight. Like I see the breakout. It just, you buy 47, risking 44 half, 250 a share. You're never down on it. You're up 7. So you got like a, not quite a 3-to-1 yet. Like it took 1, 2, 3, 4 in it for 5 days, and it's still only a 2-to-1 trade. It's all right. Alrighty, guys, I think I am going to wrap it up there. I'm just rambling and chit-chatting at this point. LVP sucks. Rude. Everybody's going vinyl plank now. Cheaper alternative to engineered hardwood. I would still put hardwood in my house, but that's just me. I wouldn't use vinyl, but I just know a lot of people are. I'd still put hardwood in. Anyways, alrighty, guys. I hope you have a great weekend. I think I'm gonna cut out early tomorrow. I think probably just work the morning and call it like a 3.5-day weekend and go golfing a few times. Have a good old time. So, trade them well tomorrow, guys. If you want the stock watch list, watch the beginning of the video. If you want entertainment, watch the second half of the video. But, yeah. Alrighty, guys. Have a great weekend. Trade them well tomorrow. And I will see you guys next week. Peace.